Call the meeting to order for the November 18th, 2021 meeting of the MPO Policy Board. And the first thing we need to do, because of the electronic meeting, is to call the roll. So, Mayor Dennis?
Here.
Commissioner Murtaugh?
Present.
Here. Jackson Bogan?
Here.
Peter Bunder?
Here.
Cindy Murray?
Here.
Ben Murray?
Here.
Shane Spears?
Travis Cole for Shane Spears.
Okay, Travis? All right, we have a quorum present. Travis, I'm assuming you're able to vote for Shane?
I believe that's been the case for a number of years now, yes.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. All right, the first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the October 14th, 2021 meeting. Those should have been communicated to you in your packet, and I would entertain a motion for approval.
So moved. John Dennis.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further questions, changes, or Scribner's errors? All right, hearing none, I'll take a roll call vote. John Dennis.
Aye.
Tom Murtaugh.
Aye.
Jackson Bogan.
Aye.
Peter Bunder.
Aye.
Cindy Murray.
Aye.
Ben Murray.
Aye.
Travis Cole.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a resolution, T 21-18, a resolution to amend the 2020 to 2024 and the 2022 to the 2026 transportation improvement programs. And that will be handled by Doug.
Good afternoon. We have received a request from the Crawfordsville District Office to amend the TIP for one project, and it is a small structure and drain construction project, and it is located at the Sagamore Parkway and Northwestern Avenue intersection. The specific information for the project, preliminary engineering, will be this year, fiscal year 2022. With STBG funds being used, and then construction will follow in 2024. Likewise, federal STBG funds will use, and the total estimated cost is a pinch over $500,000. The Technical Transportation Committee did review this amendment request at their meeting yesterday and did recommend approval to this policy board. Likewise, staff is recommending approval of this amendment to both the fiscal year 2020 and 2022 transportation improvement programs. Are there any questions or comments?
This is Peter Bunder. What is a small structure? What does that mean?
The naming simply delineates the size. So in this case, it's a relatively small diameter structure, pipe structure.
Culvert.
Thank you. It's not a building or anything that's above ground. It's underground.
Plumbing.
Correct. Yes, sir. Plumbing.
Got it. Thanks.
All right, well, thank you for that clarification. If there are no further questions, I'll conduct a roll call vote on this resolution. John Dennis.
Aye.
Tom Murtaugh.
Aye.
Jackson Bogan.
Aye.
Peter Bunder.
Aye.
Cindy Murray.
Aye.
Ben Murray.
Aye.
Travis Cole.
Aye.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the APC progress report, and under that, we have some things under the MPO update, and the first one is the South Shore Clean Cities update, and Tim will be handling that one.
Yes, so this is something that we've talked about at some of our recent meetings. So we kind of wanted to just bring you up to date with where we are with this. So I think first maybe I'll start with some kind of background information. So with the new federal transportation legislation that was passed, there's definitely some potential new opportunities for grant funding and those sorts of things in the bill. So we think that this partnership with South Shore Clean Cities could potentially be something where we can kind of get together with someone who has some expertise in the grant writing area and maybe look at trying to leverage some of those funds throughout our community. We're still not 100% sure about that yet since the bill just got passed, but it's something we're kind of thinking about and trying to be proactive with investigating. So right now we're kind of in the information gathering phase, so to speak. And one of the biggest things that we're going to have to figure out is about how we would pay South Shore Clean Cities for their services. So most of the other MPOs that are partnered with them are in non-attainment areas. So some of their federal funding gets moved to the CMAQ funding. So it's taken, from the rest of their obligation and designated as that. And that's then the pot of funding that they use to pay South Shore Clean Cities for their services. We don't have that because we're in attainment, which is generally a good thing, of course. We would love to stay in attainment. But because we don't have that, we're going to have to figure out, what the logistics would be of drawing up a contract with them. And so that's, one of the big questions. And then additionally, how we would split the cost between the jurisdictions and who would pay what and how much we would want to be paying them. So there's a lot still to be determined. We have a meeting with them tomorrow to kind of just have some dialogue with them and ask them some of these questions to try to figure out what our options are. That's the first thing we want to kind of see, well, okay, what can we do? And then once we get a handle on that, then we'll be bringing some of that information back to this board. Hopefully we'll have enough information by next month's meeting to advance this a little bit, and then we'll see, what you guys are comfortable with or aren't comfortable with. And then at that point, hopefully the picture will be a little clearer as to whether or not a partnership with South Shore Clean Cities would be beneficial, for us to kind of run as the MPO. So that's what we're looking at, just trying to gather some information. So we wanted to let you know that we are meeting with them tomorrow about this to get some of this information, and we will continue to keep you updated. And there will definitely have to be some decisions made in the future by you guys. So just want to make sure that you're in the loop as to what's happening with this. Any questions?
All right, hearing no questions, thank you, Tim. We'll move on to the second item, which is federal funding obligation, and Doug will be handling that.
Good afternoon again. It's that time of the federal fiscal year where we start rolling out the information regarding our federal funds and specifically how much we have obligated and what we have not obligated as of yet. In front of you, what was in the packet was the report that we usually use to report this. The top portion shows information from NDOT in terms of the federal funds that have been obligated. And as you can see, we have obligated some funds and we have already repaid a portion of federal funds that we borrowed from the Northwest Indiana Regional Planning Commission. We borrowed some of their money last year for the River Road 500 North construction project. We are to pay that back this year and then again in fiscal year 2024. NDOT does not report the coronavirus additional funding, so we have added that in there. Those funds were obligated. And the bottom portion of the report shows the individual projects, the obligation or the allocations by federal funds, the amount, how much has been obligated, and the remaining balance. And in essence, we have two projects that we need to obligate our federal funds for. One project is the Morehouse Road, the right-of-way phase, And the second project is construction of the Sagamore Parkway Trail. And that is right now on a March of 2022 construction letting. So it looks like as of now we are on track in obligating all of our federal funds as we have done in previous years. Questions or comments?
All right. Thank you, Doug. Thanks for keeping that all straightened out. We appreciate it. Then there's no further questions. The next item up is the Big Four Trail, and that will also be Doug.
Yes, this is an exciting project that I have been watching for many, many years. Originally, the Big Four Trail was named the Farm Heritage Trail, and over the last, decade, 2 decades, the folks to the south in Clinton and Boone County have been moving forward in constructing this trail, and a lot of it is already constructed. As a matter of fact, when these 2 pieces that were just recently received funding earlier this year will be finished, there's only one small segment, and when that is done, we will have a trail connecting basically Zionsville to the town of Colfax. So now it's time for us to look at how to move the Big Four Trail within the county and to cities. Earlier this year, a consultant, BF&S, was hired, and this is a joint project between West Lafayette, Lafayette, and Tippecanoe County to actually look at where the trail should run. A lot of extensive public outreach was done. Advisory committee meetings were held, stakeholder meetings were held, inventory public meetings were held, there was an online survey, and then also a draft public meeting. And with all of the input from the community input, a recommended trail routing was put together and a plan was developed, and that plan is actually available on our APC website. It's a very good one. It's very exciting to see that we now have a route that goes through Tippecanoe County. And what's more exciting is that this trail follows the Indiana State's Visionary Trail system. So we match step in step with the state of Indiana and what they would like to do with trails throughout the state. So now we have a plan that is available, so the next step is actually approval of it. And as the policy board for the Metropolitan Planning Organization, we are asking, or staff is asking, for your approval of this Big Four Master Trail Plan through the adoption of Resolution T-21-17. Are there any questions or comments?
So Doug, or today, are you just letting us know, or are we supposed to be voting on something today?
We're supposed to be voting on approval of the master plan.
Okay. Has everybody had a chance to look at this at some level, or you have questions for Doug if you're not quite as familiar with it? Doug, you want to tell everybody what the route is maybe, so exactly so they know kind of where it's going? And
sure, I'd be more than glad to do that. If you're familiar with the old Big Four rail corridor, that is the one located in the southeast part of Tippecanoe County. It runs through Clarks Hill, continues in a northwestern direction, running through Stockwell. It runs up to basically County Road 450 South, and then from 450 South it goes over and uses several city and county roads like Concord Road, and then it eventually uses the trail that is existing along Veterans Memorial Parkway, and it takes and goes to the north, and then it goes to the Twickenham Trail that is currently in existence over to Old Romney Road. It'll take that portion of Old Romney Road, that trail, and then extended across 52, 25, and then follow the road up through and then somehow go under the railroad tracks, follows a little bit Wabash Avenue, and then jumps to along the Wabash River, extends along the Wabash River to basically downtown Lafayette, then crosses the Wabash River, I believe using the pedestrian bridge, and then into West Lafayette to River Road, following River Road up to the up north, extensively following it, basically all the way up to Burnett Road, and then Burnett Road to Prophets Rock, following Prophets Rock through that road to the town of Battleground, and then crossing the railroad tracks, following Main Street, and then Pretty Prairie, and then continuing kind of to northeast direction. And eventually our thoughts were this would be a connection up to Delphi so we connect to their trail system.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. Does anybody else have any other questions for Doug before we vote on this? All
Doug,
right.
how many miles of trail is that?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know offhand. I'm sorry. I'll have to.
Oh
I'll
no,
have to figure that
I was
out.
just saying it was a big, length, and I thought, I wonder how many miles that is. No big deal.
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
Cindy, when they get done, let's run it.
Okay.
Wait a second. We'll
It
ride
might take us days, John.
We might get lost.
All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. Let's go ahead and conduct a roll call vote to approve T21-17. John Dennis,
Aye.
Tom Murtaugh,
Aye.
Jackson Bogan,
Aye.
Peter Bunder,
Aye.
Cindy Murray,
Aye.
Ben Murray,
Aye.
Travis Cole.
Abstain?
The resolution is approved. So again, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Next item on the list is the 18-month letting list, and it looks like, Doug, you're going to be handling that also.
Yes, thank you very much. Have pulled up in front of you the 18-month letting list that you can see. I'll start going over the projects. We got a lot going on. The first project is a district-wide pavement patching project that was actually let this past October. When we put the report together, the low bid was over the engineer's estimate, but since then it has been awarded to Reith Riley because it was within 15% of the engineer's estimate. The estimated completion date of that is April 1st of 2023. Looking down to projects 2 through 14, they were on a November 17th bid letting, which is actually yesterday. They're basically 3 projects. We have 2, the one on US 52, and that is bridge replacement over Indian Creek. There were 3 bids. The low bidder was, I think, LCC Group Incorporated for $5.99 million. The engineer's estimate was $6.53 million. The district-wide bridge maintenance project, there were no bids below the engineer's estimate, and actually 1 bid was just submitted, and that was from Reith Riley. Now for the big one, I-65. 2 bids were submitted, Walsh Construction and Milestone, and surprisingly, both their bid amounts were very, very close to each other, with Milestone at $102.0 million and Walsh at $102.4 million. Unfortunately, from the information that was shown on INDOT's website, they are both above the engineer's estimate. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. For December letting, we have in essence 5 projects. 2 are on State Road 26, and they are both the western part of the county. The other 3 are on State Road 38. One is the full depth reclamation project. This is a fairly large one, and the other two are small structure replacements. Just to give you a heads up, there will be road closures on State Road 38 next year when these three projects, as well as the other project on State Road 38 on the eastern side of Dayton, is constructed. The Sagamore Parkway Trail, it is shown as a January 2022 bid letting, but reported earlier that that now has actually been moved to March. The Project 26 on the second page, that letting date has changed and moved to an April 6th of 2022. And the reason for that is the maintenance of traffic because of the State Road 38 projects. Project 32, the new traffic signal at US 52 and State Road 28 at the East Junction. Currently, right now, there's a temporary traffic signal there that will be replaced with a permanent signal. Project 35, auxiliary passing lanes on US 231. That is on a September bid letting, and there are two locations where that will occur in Tippecanoe County. The first one is just south of County Road 800 South, and the second one is just south of County Road 1200 South. And of course, to round out the 18-month letting list, projects 38 and 39 are still on track, the first one being Yeager Road, and the second being the McCutcheon Pedestrian Safety Project. Any comments or questions?
Doug, did I just miss it, or have I missed something? I don't see anything, or did I miss it about Keel Road / 2552 project on here at all?
I'm drawing a blank right at the moment.
Drawing a blank on what I'm talking about, or finding it?
And what you're specifically talking about?
Well, Teal Road, all the way from
yes.
Lafayette all the way back to 231. I don't see any. All of a sudden, I don't see it on here at all.
Yeah, that project has already been let for construction, and this whole year, and matter of fact, previous to this whole year, the utilities have been relocating, and the last report we have received for that is that there are in essence 3 utilities that weren't done, but they were supposed to be done by the end of this year. Construction will begin on and around April 1st of next year.
Okay.
For next year, the South 9th Street intersection will be partially closed during the summer months. And then the following year, the South 18th Street project will be partially closed, again during the summer months. And then there will be a full closure of the South 4th Street intersection, and again during the summer months. So.
Okay. Do you recall? I apologize. Do you recall who got that bid?
No, I don't, but I can check it here real quick.
Oh, that's okay. I don't want to hold everybody else up. I'll get with you at some point. But that information right there is very helpful as an update. I appreciate that. All right. Does anybody else have any questions for Doug on the 18-month letting list? Okay. Is there any other business to come before the board today?
Mayor?
Yeah.
This is Doug. The company that was awarded that contract is Milestone.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other business? All right. Have we received any citizen comments in regards to this meeting?
At this time on Facebook and YouTube, I do not see any public comments.
Okay, well, if you'll go ahead and start the minute timer, we'll wait for a minute, see if anything comes in.
Okay, I'm tracking the time. All right, it looks like it's been about 1 minute and I still see no comments on Facebook or YouTube.
All right. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. All right. Any further comments by the board? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Well, again, due to the virtual here, Mayor Dennis,
Aye.
Tom Murtaugh,
Aye.
Jackson Bogan,
Aye.
Peter Bunder,
Aye.
Cindy Murray,
Aye.
Ben Murray,
Aye.
Travis Cole.
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll get you a little bit of time back into your day here.
See you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.